My parents forced me to live in the garage while my special brother got 2 rooms. When they needed emergency housing after the hurricane, I reminded them the garage is still available. You know when something feels off, but you can't quite put your finger on it. Like there's a piece of the puzzle that doesn't fit, but it's too small to notice unless you're looking closely. That's how I always felt growing up in my house. It wasn't some big glaring thing at first, just little moments, a quiet observation here and there. But when I look back now, I realize there was always this underlying tension between my brother and me. One I couldn't put into words back then. We were supposed to be a family, right? But the more I thought about it, the more it seemed like there were 2 different sets of rules in our house. I remember the first time I realized something wasn't right. I was about 12, and my brother, Ezra, was 9. We had just moved into a new house, and while it was bigger, my parents told me I was going to live in the garage. They said it was because I was older and would need more privacy, and the garage was just as good as any room in the house. It was close to the main living area, and I'd have space to myself. No big deal, right? Except that wasn't the whole story. I wasn't exactly getting more privacy. I was getting less space than Ezra. And not just less space, way less. I mean, my brother had 2 whole rooms, one for sleeping and another one as a playroom. But they told me the garage was fine, that I'd have my own little corner to make it work. I didn't think much of it at first. After all, I was the older sibling. I should have been mature enough to handle it, right? But there were little things that started to bug me. One afternoon, I asked my mom, Melanie, if I could move into one of the extra rooms inside the house. It wasn't like I was asking for something unreasonable. I was just tired of hearing the creaks of the garage door every time I tried to sleep, and honestly, I wanted to feel like I was part of the family, not like I was living in some kind of shed. My mom was in the kitchen, making dinner, and I figured it was as good a time as any to bring it up. You know, Mom, I was thinking, maybe I could take one of the rooms inside. Just for a change, maybe something a little less garagey, I said, trying to sound casual, like it wasn't a big deal. But even as the words left my mouth, I could tell by the look on her face that it was a big deal. Hudson, she sighed, wiping her hands on a dish towel. We've talked about this before. Ezra needs more space for his things. You know how important his art is to him. It's not just about the room, it's about giving him the right environment to focus. I just stared at her, trying to wrap my head around it. The art. I wasn't even allowed to have art supplies in the garage, let alone an art studio like Ezra had. He had one of those fancy easels, special lights, canvases stacked in every corner, and here I was, trying to work on school projects at a rickety desk. She didn't even look at me when she said it. You're fine, honey. You've got your space. It's good for you. Think of it like your own little retreat. It didn't feel like a retreat. It felt like an afterthought. I didn't argue after that. What was the point? I was 12, and my mom was the one who made the rules. But as the months went by, the unfairness of it started to really stick with me. I'd walk by Ezra's rooms, his double rooms, and feel this odd